Hey everybody, Sylvie K here, and I've been seeing a few things about poor man's meals and frugal meals and this and that lately. And um, I grew up in an orphanage, and I started running away from the orphanage when I was about 8 years old. And by that time, my mom and daddy were out of the tuberculosis hospital, so I found out where they lived, and I used to run away over to wherever they were staying, and my mama would always cook me fried potatoes and a hamburger patty, and that's what I'm gonna cook right now. And that was all she cooked for me, and I always had two pieces of Jewish rye bread. That's what she always gave me, and nobody in this world can beat my mama or could have beaten my mama for fried potatoes and a hamburger patty. And it wasn't expensive hamburger meat either. It was a hamburger that was the cheapest that HEB sold, and it had a lot of fat in it. And so, unfortunately, my hamburger patty won't be quite the same as hers. And so, I'm also going to add some green beans that I canned up in August of 21. And so, I'm going to cook my mama's best meal. Now, my mom and daddy were not wealthy people at all. My daddy was a disabled vet, and my mother had tuberculosis as well as my father, and I never even knew them to have a car. Uh, but my mother went through the Great Depression, and she knew how to survive pretty much on nothing. And all they lived off of at that time was my daddy's VA check, which really wasn't much to speak of in those days. So she had to buy her groceries wisely. And these potatoes aren't brand spanking new potatoes either. They've been in my closet for a little while, and I took all the sprouts off of them, wiped them off, and they're just as good as new. You know, you still keep hearing stuff about everything's going to run out, everything's going to run out. Well, you still don't know if it is or if it isn't, but I do know that food is getting more and more expensive. And, you know, with all these fancy new diets and everything everybody's got to be on nowadays, either to lose some fat off their butt or, I don't know, some fat off their heart or whatever. When you don't have anything, I don't think you'll be quite so picky as if you're eating keto or whatever, gluten-free and all that stuff. And they've been doing quite a bit of surveys on people with Alzheimer's and stuff like that, and it's from people eating all this oil that's not good for you, the polyunsaturated stuff. You know, like I said, my mama pretty much cooked a lot of things, her things. I know her fried potatoes with bacon grease and hamburger meat with bacon grease. And that's real fat. Your body needs real fat. And once again, you know, years and years ago, people didn't have the diabetes and the heart attacks and the obesity and cavities and everything that everybody's having nowadays. You know, because they ate food that was actually good for them and didn't come out of a box. The only people that's benefiting from all this food that comes out of a box are the people who sells it. And I can guarantee you they don't eat that shit. I actually don't like crispy fried potatoes. I like them when they're a little soggy and soft. Now, if you have a little bit more money and you want to dress these potatoes up some, you can add some onions to them, and you can also add some fresh bell pepper and cook these. But right now, I'm just doing the poverty version of this. So now, this isn't the exact meal that I would have had at my mama's, but it would have been just potatoes and the hamburger patty, and 2 pieces of Jewish rye bread. And I added my jalapeno and my home canned green beans and some onion. But even with all that added stuff, and of course I have to have butter on it. I put butter on my potatoes and my meat. I eat butter pretty much on just about everything. But anyway, I don't know if anybody else eats this for a meal, but just the potatoes and the meat is good by itself, and 2 pieces of Jewish rye bread with some real butter on it. And this meal never killed anybody. So I hope everybody's well. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see y'all later. Bye-bye.